Means something like an eaten very little, right? So it's late and I've eaten very little. It'll be something equivalent. So here we go. A wife was sitting at a reel a night, and aye she sat, and aye she reeled, and aye she wished for company. In came a pair of bride souls, and sat down at fireside, and aye she sat. In came a pair of small legs, and sat down on them bride souls, and aye she sat. In came a pair of muckle knees, and sat down on them small legs, and aye she sat. In came a pair of small thighs, and sat down on them muckle knees, and aye she sat. In came a pair of muckle hips, and sat down on them small thighs, and aye she sat. In came a small waist, and sat down on them muckle hips, and aye she sat. In came a braid shoulders, and sat down on them small waist, and aye she sat. In came a pair of small arms that sat down on them braid shoulders, and aye she sat. Then in came a pair of muckle hands, and sat down on them small arms. In came a small neck, and sat down on them braid shoulders, and aye she sat. In came a great big head, and sat down on them small neck. What way ha ye such brave feet, quoth the wife. Muckle gangan, gruffly. What way ha ye such small legs? Aye, light and wee mole. What way ha ye such muckle knees? Muckle prayin'. What way ha ye such small thighs? Aye, light and wee mole. What way ha ye such big hips? Muckle settin'. Which way ha ye such a small waist? Aye, light and wee mole. What way ha ye such braid shoulders? We carryin' broom. What way ha ye such small arms? Aye, light and wee mole. What way ha ye such muckle hands? Threshing with an iron flail. What way ha ye such small neck? Aye, light and wee mole. What way ha ye such a muckle head? Muckle wit. Well, what do you come for? For you! And he ate the wife where she sat.
All right, it's gonna take us a second. We're short, the both of us. All right, who are you?
I'm Olivia Gillis.
Now I'm her mother when she's acting right. And we're going to read together, and then I'm going to read a couple of poems on my own. Remember, right? And we too have an illustrated book, and I feel bad for those in the back, but you should have gotten here earlier. So, oh, and also, look, you made me forget. You're not a very good partner if you're not going to remember things.
Well, you're not a very good mother.
Well, and there we have it on tape. We don't have an accent, but we do have a prize, for there is a mistake. And if you can guess it, after the read, all people shorter than the adults can come, and whoever gets to me first gets the prize. So we are reading
The Dangerous Alphabet
by
Neil Gaiman.
Illustrated by Chris Grimley. All right? And this is a ghost story in 13 ingenious but potentially disturbing rhyming couplets, originally conceived as a confection both to amuse and to entertain by Mr. Neil Gaiman, and then doodled, elaborated upon, illustrated, and beaten soundly by Chris Grimley, etcher and illuminator, featuring two brave children, their diminutive but no less courageous gazelle, a large number of extremely dangerous trolls, monsters, bugbears, creatures, and other such nastiness, many of which have perfectly disgusting eating habits and ought not, under any circumstances, be encouraged. The alphabet, as given in this publication, is not to be relied upon and has a dangerous flaw that an eagle-eyed reader may be able to discern. Do not help parents. All right.
A is for always, that's where we embark.
That's true. B is for boat, pushing off in the dark.
C is the way that we find and we look.
D D is for diamonds, the bait on the hook.
E is for evil that lures and entices.
F is for fear and its many devices.
G is for good, as in hero and warning.
H is for help me, a cry and a warning.
I am the author who scratches these rhymes.
J is the monster. J is the joke monsters make of their crimes. See?
K is but a kiss lovers glow with elation.
L is like Evan, their last destination.
M is for mirrors you'll stare in forever.
N is for night and for nothing and never.
O is for ovens far under the street.
And P is for piracy, blunt and discreet.
Q is for quiet, bar one muffled scream.
R is for a river that flows like a dream.
S is for somewhere, a skull and its smile.
T is for treasure heaped into a pile.
You are the reader who shivers with dread.
W's warnings went over your head.
These vile deeds done in the night.
X marked the spot if we read the map right.
Why is your last question the end of the ring?
And Z waits alone and is not for a thing. Now you sit with me, Munchkin. And these are 2 poems that I wrote some time ago. And the first one goes like this. I should have never hidden that egg in my mouth, kept it all warm and let it hatch out. I just couldn't help it. It was so small and so white, and I could see its small scales when I held it up to the light. But now I am paying for it by leaps and by bounds, because now that sea monster keeps hanging around. After he hatched from his egg I kept warm, he decided to check out the place he was born. And now he has set sail from my mouth and found himself port inside of my snout. Yes, it is true as can be, that sea monster is living inside of me, but not in my belly or in my toes, but right in front inside of my nose. I sneeze and I itch and I dig and I blow, but try as I might, that sea monster won't let go. He drives me crazy swimming around, no relief from his antics can be found. I have bribed him with candy and money and such, but he claims that he likes it in there too much. I have almost given up entirely, so I beg you for any ideas or a remedy. If you know of a way to coax him right out, you can send your ideas in care of my snout. And then the last, to go with the Halloween theme. There once was a girl with uncontrollable curls. The girl wore a hat as black as a bat. She roamed about in the dead of night, giving the neighbors a terrible fright. I can tell you quite plainly, for I talk quite sanely, that it wasn't right. It was an unnerving sight. She carried a pumpkin tin all rusty and dented, and her dress had stripes that she seemed to have painted. She prowled about wordless, as quiet as a mouse, and she walked up the pathway to each little house. But she never did knock. No, she never did ring. She would just stand there and stare. What a terrible thing! And then, as true as I can tell, for I shan't tell a lie, I just like to say shan't, she'd just disappear in the blink of an eye. Stand on the stoop.
You want the mic? What's your name?
My name is Griffin McFarland.
You ready?
You read everything I'll read.
There have never been this many people. This is so awesome. Wow. This is wonderful. I want to take this moment for just a second to thank the ladies that organized this, Michelle and Lori and Una, and I don't know who else, but thank you so much. Wow. All right, you ready? You guys, if you know it, come and join us, all right? 5 little pumpkins sitting on a gate. The first one said,
Oh my, it's getting late.
the second one said,
I see witches in the air.
the third one said,
But we don't care.
the fourth one said,
Let's run and run and run.
The fifth one said,
Get ready for some fun.
then whoosh went the wind and out went the lights and 5 little pumpkins rolled out of sight. Thank you.
I just want to mention how patently unfair it is to make us go after children. Especially children as cute as Griffin. So I'm going to have to really perform here. I always thought the creepiest song that I ever heard was the Police song, Every Breath You Take. Because it's basically about stalking. So here's a similar song. Why aren't you here? It's almost 4 a.m. I finished off all of your beer. Now I'm starting on your gin. I went through your diary, flipped through your phone book. I called all your friends. I just want to know where you've been. I just want to know where you've been. I pulled back your sheets. Now I'm crawling in your bed. Every drink's one more defeat, and every footstep hurts my head. I don't want excuses. I don't want to hear that you were out with your friends. I just want to know where you've been. I just want to know where you've been. I hope you crash your mama's car. Hope you pass out in some bar. Hope you catch some kind of flu. Let's say I wish the worst for you. Hope you're happy with yourself. Hope you found somebody else. 'Cause I ain't asking you again. I just want to know where you've been. I just want to know where you've been. Why am I here? I got better things to do. I could hang out on the pier down by the Hudson, sniffing glue. I guess I'm a loser. Might be a miracle swimming in sand. I just want to know where you've been. I just want to know where you've been. Hope you crash your mama's car. Hope you pass out in some bar. Hope you catch some kind of flu. Let's say I wish the worst for you. Hope you're happy with yourself. Hope you found somebody else. I ain't asking you again. I just want to know where you've been. I just want to know where you've been.
It's kind of hard to follow guitars and children. Sort of waiting for puppies to come out. You know, it's sort of hard to. I knew it. Of course, someone would. Or kittens. Okay, this is just a little short story that I finished very recently. It's called Trick or Treat. Anne dreaded the Prosper Valley Public School PTA meeting. Apparently the fall carnival was a big thing, and while she had lived in Prosper Valley for many years, not having become a parent until recently, she'd had no knowledge of it. Her child was an 8-year-old boy she was fostering, and she'd found in her short but steep learning curve the following. 1, children no longer sit Indian style. They do some sort of weird hand clap and call it crisscross applesauce. Peanut butter is a highly dangerous substance and is verboten in public school lunches. 3, packing a Twinkie or cupcake in your child's lunch makes people think you're a terrible parent. But while she dreaded the painful meeting, she knew she had to go. She entered the room, which was full of well-coiffed and impeccably attired women whose heads swiveled like owls' heads when she tripped over one of the class projects on